Hello everybody, Board Game Lawyer here. It's a wonderful Tuesday evening, and why is it so wonderful? Well, because I get to slice open a brand new hero pack from the card game Marvel Champions from Fantasy Flight Games. It's the brand new hero added to the game just this week, and that is Jubilee. It's the Jubilee Marvel Champions, the card game hero pack. And we're going to pop into this deck and see what is included in this brand new hero for this awesome game. All right. I will admit that I have not seen many of the cards that are in this brand new game, so much of this is new to me. In fact, I think I only really know who the signature ally is. I think I have an idea, thus the playmat today. All right, so there's our pack of cards. Let's take a look at our, as always, added poster and rules to see if there's anything new about Jubilee. Okay, so here's our poster. All right, there it is. Let's see if there's anything new about Jubilee. It says, orphaned as a teenager, Jubilation Lee survived on her own by taking up residence in her favorite shopping mall. After her mutant power to generate explosive energy manifested, she found a new home with the X-Men. Now she uses her powers as the hero, Jubilee. There's player side schemes. There's alliance cards, piercing, team up, and victory X, all of which are familiar keywords if you've played the game before. And so we're going to be using Jubilee Injustice, apparently, as her pre-con deck. All right. So nothing really new it looks like there, but we're going to pop open our pack here and let's see what's inside the pack. All right, put that away so I don't get hurt. Okay, so there we are. Brand new cards. The smell it. Okay, so we got Jubilee, who is our hero. She has a thwart of 1, an attack of 1, and a defense of 2. She's X-Men traded, and she's like totally resource. Exhaust Jubilee, generate a wild resource. Okay, always like those resource generating folks, and that's a nice one. Exhaust her to generate a wild resource. You may need that instead of an attack or a thwart. Okay, so Jubilation Lee is her alter ego form. She has a recovery of 3. She's a mall rat. And it has an action. Search your deck for the shopping spree player side scheme and put it into play. Limit once per phase. I'm assuming that is a signature side scheme. Limit once per phase. All right, so there is our hero Jubilee. We'll set her over here. And there is her signature ally is Wolverine. And he has a thwart of 1, an attack of 3 with 2 consequential damage and a star next to his attack. Wolverine's attacks gain piercing. Good. Response, after you change to alter ego form, heal 3 damage from Wolverine. Nice. Oh, I like it. Oh, I'm seeing sidekick all over this one. So that's Wolverine, the signature ally for Jubilee. Yep, and there is her shopping spree player side scheme, a signature side scheme. A threat cannot be removed from this scheme by heroes or allies. Okay, alter ego action, exhaust your identity, remove 1 threat from here. Any player may trigger this ability. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an item card and puts it into play. So no doubt we're looking for some item cards. And here is one. It's an upgrade, Jubilee's Coat. It is a unique card. Jubilee gets +1 thwart. Hero response, after you play a thwart event, exhaust Jubilee's Coat and choose a scheme. Remove 1 threat from that scheme for each different resource type used to pay for that event. So, let's see. Thwart event support is Jubilee's Coat. Next, we have another item. Yes, an upgrade. Jubilee's Sunglasses. Jubilee gets +1 attack. Hero response, after you play an attack event, exhaust Jubilee Sunglasses and choose an enemy. Deal 1 damage to that enemy for each different resource type used to pay for that event. Okay, so there's Jubilee's Sunglasses. I like it. So that's card number 4 in her hero kit. So we'll put this upgrade up here. And next we have an event. It's called Blinding Flash. We have our buddy the Blob featured here on this card. It is a hero action. Exhaust or choose X enemies, where X is a number of different resource types used to pay for this event. Stun and confuse each chosen enemy. Wow. Blinding Flash. What a nice event. I'll set it over here. Now we've got a Firecracker, which is an event. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using 2 different resource types, stun that enemy. Wow. And how many of those do we get? 3 of them. 3 Firecrackers. Wow, that is really powerful. Flash of Light. Is this the threat counter or thwart counterpart? Hero action. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this card using 2 different resource types, confuse an enemy. Yep, and we get a full set of Flash of Light as well. Then we have the Grand Finale, which is a hero action. Deal 2 damage to an enemy for each different resource type you use to pay for this card. Choose an enemy and deal 2 damage to it. That's the Grand Finale. That certainly could be. Ooh, and then we got some resource cards. How many of them do we have? We have 3 different resource cards. We got Plasmoid Energy. And it looks like they have different resources on them, double resources, which will be really great for many of the cards here in this kit. So Plasmoid Energy, cover your eyes, team. It's about to get it. Jubilee. All right, so that is just resource cards. Wonderful. So that's the hero kit, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow. That is a really powerful hero kit for Jubilee. You could certainly build around that for sure. And it looks like that in itself is going to be a lot of fun. The shopping spree, getting the items out, playing the different events for thwart or attack, and then having and being resource rich. I love characters that have 2 resources as part of their kit, like Black Panther. We've got Rocket Raccoon. Those are some of my favorite heroes because they have extra money. And Gambit, he's got extra cash. So I tend to like those heroes that have extra money in their kit. It just seems like it opens up a lot more possibilities for building when you have extra resources like that. So let's take a look at the aspect card. So here's an ally. It's Chamber. Thwart of 2, attack of 2 with a action here on his attack. Chamber takes -1 consequential damage after he attacks a confused enemy. As long as he's attacking confused enemies, which is what we like to do, using our flash of light there. Chamber takes 1 less consequential damage. Nice. So he's a 2/2 for 4 with 3 health. So that's pretty good. So that's an ally. Then we have Husk, who's a 2/2. And there's an interrupt on both of those. When Husk uses a basic power, spend up to 3 resources. If you spend at least 1, Husk gets +1 power for that use. Nice. Or if you spend a mental resource, you get to heal 1 damage from Husk. Or you can ready after this use if you use a fist resource, physical resource. So that's a really thoughtful ally. Very good. I like the diversity, the versatility that one affords. But that's all the allies that you get in her hero kit, in her precon deck. So a little light on allies as a rule, but hey, those are powerful allies and a powerful hero, so maybe that makes up for it. All right, so we have a Disguise, which is an upgrade, and we have 3 copies of it. It says play under any player's control, max 1 per player, action, thwart, exhaust, disguise, and your identity, and remove 2 threat from a scheme. All right, so some other ways that you can remove threat in your alter ego form, right? Action, thwart. This would be good for those like Hulk. This would be good for Hulk, maybe, possibly. So that's an upgrade that you can add. We have Waylay, and we have, looks like 3 copies of that. That is an event, hero response. After your hero thwarts, deal 4 damage to an enemy. 7 damage instead if that thwart removed the last threat from a scheme. Wow, Waylay, 3. That's a great event. So far, so good. I like what I see. 3 steps ahead. This looks like another thwart event. For each different resource type, you paid to use this card. Choose a scheme and remove 2 threat from it. 3 steps ahead. Very good. Seems really powerful. There is a player side scheme, Generation X, which is a victory of 0. Each X-Men character gets +1 thwart while making a basic thwart against this scheme. When defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific event and add it to their hand and shuffle. Very nice. Sorry, getting dry. All right, so the Power of Justice is our last one. We've seen it before. Max 2 per deck. Double the number of resources this card generates while paying for a Justice yellow card. More resources. Oh, and here's some allies. Here's an ally. Cinch. Thwart of 1, attack of 1. X-Men. Play only if your identity has the X-Men trait. Interrupt when you use a basic power. Exhaust Cinch. You get +1 to that power for this use. Okay. Nice little support there. Ally. And we've got a cell phone. I've seen this one before. It looks interesting. Cell phone uses 3 charge counters. Action. Exhaust cell phone. Remove 3 counters from, or remove 1 charge counter from here. Choose a player. That player makes a basic attack or thwart with a character they control. That character gets +1 thwart and +1 attack for this use. I like that cell phone a lot. That's an upgrade. See a lot of potential for that. More upgrades, which we've seen before, which is the X gene. Play only if your identity has a mutant trait. Max 1 per player. Resource. Exhaust X gene. Generate a wild resource for an identity-specific event. That would be great for Jubilee. So that's a really good, thoughtful card that can include in her pre-con deck. Multi-talented, and we have 3 copies of that. And it is a hero action, thwart, and attack. If you paid for this event using at least 1 fist, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. If you use a mental and an energy resource, heal 2 damage from your identity. Multi-talented. I love it. That's a really good card. It's another expensive card, though. It seems like a lot of expensive cards in her kit, but having the additional resources is probably helps balance that out a little bit. Next, we have an unlikely duo team-up, Jubilee and Wolverine, max 1 per deck. Hero action. Attack, confuse an enemy. Deal 4 damage to a confused enemy. And it only costs 2, so that's nice. Unlikely duo, that's an event. Let's take a look at Jubilee's obligation, which is grounded. Give to the Jubilation Lee player. As an additional cost to change the hero form during your turn, you must spend 2 resources of the same type. When revealed, it says change to your alter ego form response after you play a Jubilee event. Remove this card from the game. A different take on an obligation. I like it. All right, and then we have what is the Nemesis set. We have the Nanny. We have Naughty Children. We have a Battlesuit, Lost Child, and a Lost Child. So let's take a look at this Nemesis set. So it is a minion that comes into play with toughness. Force response after Nanny attacks you if you control 1 or more allies. Search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for 1 copy of Lost Child and reveal it. Scheme of 2, attack of 1. So after she attacks you, let's see how this works. Lost Child. So it's a scheme of -1. Treat attached ally as regressed. A regressed minion with a blank text box. Attached minion scheme is equal to its printed thwart. It does not take consequential damage. When revealed, attached to the ally with the highest cost without Lost Child attached. Attached ally engages its controller, otherwise this card gains surge. I like it. I like the Nanny. Now we've got the Battlesuit, which is attached to a minion with the fewest remaining hit points. Otherwise, this card gains surge. Attached minion gets +3 hit points and gains the aerial trait and a +1 attack. Very nice. And let's look at the naughty children. It says, when revealed, place 1 threat here for each different resource type on cards in your hand, with a crisis icon on it. So additional threat for each different type of resource card, and that could be really bad for Jubilee, as we can see here. She has a well-rounded number of resources potential in her hand. Here's where we stop. So that's the end of the hero kit, as well as the obligation and the nemesis set. And then there's a checklist on the back. Next, let's take a look at the extra cards that come in the set. So we have Mutant Mayhem, and we have 3 copies of that. Alliance, Hero Action, choose an X-Force ally and an X-Men ally and return them to their owner's hands. Those players play those allies, ignoring their resource cost. Choose an X-Force ally and an X-Men ally and return them to their owner's hands. Those players play those allies. So it's an alliance card, so everybody can pay for it. And it's a way to kind of reset characters onto the board. I like it. Serve and Protect. We have 3 copies of that. It's another alliance card, Hero Interrupt, when any amount of threat would be placed on the main scheme. Exhaust an X-Force character and an X-Men character. Prevent that threat and give each of those characters a tough status card. Oh yeah, I like the synergy between the X's. X-Force and X-Men. That's great. And then we have the Unlikely Duo, which is another card that we saw earlier, team-up card, max 1 per deck. So you could put that in the Wolverine deck if you decide to play. If both players have decided to play Jubilee and Wolverine, and it's a way that you can get an extra one of those out in the field. And then, okay, here we go. This is important. Arcade. Yep, here's the minion. It's a brand new modular set. It's called Arcade. And here is the named minion from that one. And that he has a scheme of 2, an attack of 2. He's an assassin. Arcade cannot take damage while a trap side scheme is in play. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a trap side scheme is discarded and revealed it. So yeah, he's going to have some trap side schemes. We have Welcome to Murder World, Arcade's Funhouse, and Hall of Mirrors. All look great. This one has a hinder of 1 per player. When defeated, the player who defeated the side scheme takes 2 damage. And it has a hazard icon on it. This one here, Arcade's Funhouse, has an acceleration icon on it. Hinder 1. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme is stunned. If they're already stunned, they discard an ally or upgrade they control. And then this one has a crisis icon on it. When defeated, players who defeated the side scheme is confused. If they're already confused, place 2 threat on the main scheme. So we got some traps. Arcade brings out the traps, and then we have an elaborate trap, which is a treachery card. When revealed, resolve the when defeated ability on each trap side scheme as if you defeated it. If no abilities were resolved this way, discard cards from top of the encounter deck until a trap side scheme is discarded and revealed it. Another way to get more traps on the table. I like it. So yeah, I really like what I'm seeing here in this brand new hero kit from Fantasy Flight Games for the game Marvel Champions Jubilee, the Hero Pack. This is a little preview of what you see inside. I will be playing some games with the Precon, no doubt, to get used to some of these cards. And I'm going to try to record one against my buddy Rhino. He's my favorite first punching bag with a brand new hero kit. So I'll try to record that later on this evening. Anyway, this is Jubilee from Marvel Champions. A living card game, again, by Fantasy Flight Games. Looks like a lot of fun. If you want to see further videos of mine, like and subscribe this video. And subscribe to my channel, and then you can see future videos as they become available. Thanks for watching today. I'm the Board Game Lawyer. You can catch me here on YouTube. You can also catch me on Twitch, oftentimes on Friday evenings at 8 o'clock Central Time in the United States. So thanks everybody for watching today. Have a good evening and take care.